So we grabbed you right at the end of your press day. I'm kind of curious to know, what's the question you've been asked the most today?
I think it does vary from day to day. A lot of people wanted to know if I'm like my character.
Oh, okay. And
I mean, I like my character, so I hope that I am. I mean, I think she's feisty and sweet and big-hearted and tough. And maybe like me, like when the movie started, she kind of is a little angry and has a little bit of a chip on her shoulder against the world. And I think when I started Rio 1, I was in that place, and now she's married and quite happy, and I'm in that place too. So maybe there's a little parallel there.
I can't imagine Anne Hathaway having a chip on her shoulder. You always seem very sweet.
Oh, thank you. I mean, I try to be polite to everybody, but now that feeling actually runs quite deep. As before, I think I might have been just faking it.
Really?
Not faking it, but not wanting to be disrespectful to people that came in. But yeah, I think we all have anger inside of us, and anyway. Let me lay down on the couch and we'll have a therapy session. It'll be fine.
Yeah, that's kind of gorgeous to hear, because the A-list actresses, you do sort of have that veneer of just glossy wonderfulness. It's quite nice to hear you get angry.
Yeah, of course. And then part of the joy of life is learning how to admit that, say that out loud, and then learn to not be angry with it, and just kind of So anyway, so I feel like my character, I'm letting happiness in a lot more, and I'm kind of living my life from that place.
Good. I was going to touch on happy relationships, because these birds are good at being in a relationship.
They're really good at it. They're skilled.
They communicate, they solve their problems, they do kind gestures.
Yes.
They're killing it.
They're thoughtful, they're loving, they value each other's happiness.
Did you learn something about relationships from being in these films? Because I did from watching them. It's good one, birds.
Isn't it so interesting? Because if you saw two people interact like that, you'd be like, oh God. No way, that's impossible, or you gag or vomit or something. But when you see two birds do it, you're just like, oh yeah, I should probably be more like that. You know what, it was funny. The first iteration of Jewel in this movie, when the script first came in, the first session that we did, she was like a 1950s housewife. I mean, she was just like, Blue, everything you do is wonderful, and you are great at everything. And I mean, she was kind of Stepford wifey. And so the director and I sat down and I said, listen, we created a great, feisty, fun, passionate character. She's sassy, we gotta bring some of that back. So we found a way to bring elements of that back in there. And I also think the film, I probably shouldn't say this, but there's like a line in the film, which is happy wife, happy life. Because people said it to my, as a joke, they said it to my husband at the wedding, and I'm just at our wedding, and I'm just like, no disrespect, but I feel like it's kind of like a boys club thing to say, and it kind of cuts women out of, wives out of the equation of their own happiness. So I'd like to say happy life, happy wife.
And it's a little bit patronizing.
A little bit. Just the
wife, you're happy.
Oh, yeah, as long as you're happy, then, as long as she's not harping in my ear, then I'm having a happy life, so. Anyway, no, like I said, I shouldn't probably bring up a line that I take issue with in the film. Come to see the film, it's great. But I do feel that way.
Well done you for putting the pizzazz back in the bird.
Thank you very much, because I figured if girls came to see this movie, if wives came to see this movie, and they just heard some simpering something, I mean, they just walk out of the theater. You couldn't stand it. You want to kick her.
You're obviously a great singer, and there's some amazing songs
thank you.
in this film. While you're in the UK, can you not get in touch with some of our artists and arrange some singing?
Oh my gosh, okay, who? Who do you have in mind?
I'd love to see you singing with One Direction. Ellie Goulding's amazing.
I love both of them. And I met Harry Styles at a party. He's a nice guy. Really sweet, which is, he could go in another direction. And sorry the punning. And
I missed that. I'm ashamed of myself for missing that.
Oh, I thought you were just stonewalling me because it was such a bad pun. But yeah, no, I love to collaborate with artists. I don't really have any aspirations to have a career of my own, but I've been invited into other people, to sing on other people's albums and stuff, and it's such a pleasure to get to do that.
He's a good connector, Ed Sheeran.
Uh-huh.
Find him. He knows
Ed Sheeran?
Everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, you could be the sixth member of One Direction.
Okay, cool.
Trust me.
I'll just be in the background looking much older than everyone else.
And before I go, I'm disappointed. I wanted to get in my favourite play on words, which is Anne Hathaway with words. I just couldn't get it into a question.
The one of the best plays on my last name that I ever heard was, apparently I went out wearing something that wasn't very nice, and somebody said, Anne Hathaway of dressing that isn't too nice. And I was like, all right, props to that one. You're probably right anyway.
I don't like that person because you're nice, but I do like them because that's amazing.
It's okay, I can take it.
Well, I think you Hathaway with words, so
Well, thank you very much.
pleasure to meet you, Anne.
Lovely to meet you.